Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a March wrap up, and yes, is it halfway through April? Indeed. But that's how we do things around here, so I digress. Okay, in the month of March, I read 24 books total. I did 7 physical books. I did 3 audiobooks, and the rest were all ebook. I feel like, at least usually, I do way more physical books, but so far this year I've been really leaning into ebooks just because I've been so busy and I've been traveling and they're so much easier to take with me. I'm also in the year of rereading. It just is what it is. And so I think in the month of March, I reread like 9 of my 24 books. They were rereads. And you know what? I'm not mad about it. They were all great. So starting off with my 5-star reads of the month. These were also good. Starting off first, we have Some Kind of Perfect, which is by Krista and Becca Ritchie. It's the final book in the Addicted Cowles Sisters series, and I did a whole entire reread of this series. It's 10 books in total, and it's one of my all-time favorite romance series. I think everyone should read it. It's so, so good. The character development in this series is just like chef's kiss. Also, it's so funny, and it has some of the best growth and found family. I could eat it up. This book is basically like an epilogue of like, I don't know, like almost 10 years, I think, of all the couples from the previous books and just like where they are now. The perfect conclusion to a series. I wish every author would do this kind of like wrap up epilogue for like interconnected standalones, because it really just brings the whole series together. 5 out of 5, no notes. I ate it up. Next, we have Merit by Devney Perry. I was an ARC reader for this book. I was so excited. This is the 4th book in the Treasure State Wildcat series. I have been a fan of every single book. It's small town, sports romance, Montana, every trope you can imagine. So, so good. This book specifically follows Stevie and Maverick. They were childhood friends. They had a falling out. Now they're enemies. They're in college together. Stevie is a volleyball player. Or she was. She's graduating now, but still, she's a volleyball player. Maverick is the kicker for the football team, and Maverick's mom has been diagnosed with cancer and is dying, and her dying wish is for Maverick and Stevie to go on a date in hopes that they'll reconcile, so they agree to fake date. I think the exploration of grief in this book was done so well, and something that I know I really relate to, and so I really liked seeing how Devney Perry kind of wrote it and brought it all together. Maverick and Stevie were the perfect conclusion to the series. They tied together all these loose strings from all the other books, and I loved watching their journey together, and I loved watching their interactions with each other's families. It was so well done. Like 10 out of 10, I loved it. Next book that I gave 5 stars was Beautiful Exile. This is probably my favorite read of the entire month. First of all, Cowles is she's probably my favorite romance author, but for sure my favorite author of like romantic suspense. Every single book by her has been amazing. I think I've rated all of them at least above 4 stars, and a lot of them have been 5 stars for me. It's just something about the way she writes. It's gonna hit for me almost every single time. This book is the 4th book in the Sparrow Falls series, which follows a foster family and all of the foster kids and their relationships and love and relationships with each other. The found family is so good. I love the foster family representation. I love how it shows how different children and different adults react to being in the foster care system and in different foster families. I think that the way Cowles wrote family in general is just really beautiful. I love the text group messages between the foster siblings. I think it really adds a richness to the story that our other series don't have, and it just makes it even that much better. This book specifically follows Arden and Lincoln, and I'm obsessed with them. Arden was so different than what I was expecting. I feel like you kind of get tidbits of her in the other books, and she kind of hides out in her little cabin and she doesn't really come out. And so I thought she was going to be this like meek, like scared individual who's going to need help being brought out of her shell, and instead she was this killer rocker, like hard, fierce woman, and I absolutely loved everything about her. I thought she was written so well, and her like grappling with vulnerability and like learning to love herself and love others and let other people in was done so well. I also really liked that she focused on art and on investing in kids' lives and all these things that really made Arden's character unique to other FMCs we've seen in Catherine Cowles' books. Lincoln, I mean, foster brother's best friend, billionaire. I don't, like, broody a little bit, but in a weird kind of way. Like, he was just everything. Like, he knows what he wants, he's gonna get it, he's unafraid, and he loves with his whole heart. And I ate it up. It was so, so good. I can usually, no, let me think. Lies. I cannot usually guess the twists. However, I thought I guessed this one and I was feeling really good about myself, and then Catherine Cowles dropped like 17 other twists that totally blew my mind and blew all my theories out of the water. I was on the edge of my seat until the very end. So, so, so good. Next, we have, I'm going to put both of these up here because they're technically a duet and you can buy them in like the combined duet, which I feel like is the best way to read it. But I have the OG covers, which were in 2 books, and it's Whatever It Takes and Wherever You Are by Krista and Becca Ritchie. These are, they're not a part of the Addicted Calloway Sisters series technically, but they're like a companion series, and I think if you love the Addicted Calloway series, you definitely need to read these. These follow Willow, which is a character you'll meet halfway through the Addicted Calloway series, so I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it yet, but I love Willow. She's your soft girl. She's your nerdy girl. She's your finding her place in this world girl, and I loved her. Garrison is your bad boy, like, does everything wrong, makes mistakes, screws up continually, but loves with his whole heart. Tragic backstory, my catnip in a MMC. I loved him so, so much. Him and Willow together are like the perfect good girl, bad boy story. The found family once again. There's just something about this kind of trope and the love, the way that it's written, that I could reread it for the rest of my life and never be over it. So good. Both of those are 5 stars for me. Next up, I have been doing a very slow reread of Throne of Glass with my best friend. We're basically doing like 1 book a month. And so this month was Crown of Midnight. I love this book. I feel like that's a little like of an unpopular opinion because Crown of Midnight gets a lot of hate, I feel like, but not for me. It's 5 stars. I liked it even more than Throne of Glass itself. Now, this is like my 5th reread of the series because it's my all-time favorite series. So every time I reread it now, my goal is to find things that I didn't understand before or like see how she's foreshadowing for later books in these first books. And so it's always a brand new experience. I think this book is so important to the foundational levels of world building and plot building that Sarah J. Maas does. It's wonderful. I love it. The ending reveal is one of my all-time faves. Like, I don't know how your jaw could not be on the floor the first time you read this book. So good. Also, I'm a lover of the original covers, which are the ones I have on my shelves and the ones that I'm using in this video. So good. Next, I think this is probably my 2nd favorite read of the month, is Rebel Witch. I ate this book up. This is the conclusion to the Crimson Moth duology. It is enemies to lover, she's a witch, he's a witch hunter, found family-ish, kind of, I feel like. Magic system, world building, so good. I feel like Rune is not your typical fantasy heroine because she likes pretty dresses and she likes to be a socialite and she doesn't know how to do a lot of things, but she's gonna fight the rebellion and she's gonna fight for what she needs done, and I love that about her. Gideon, his growth in this book was so well done. He's fighting against the things that he has known his whole life and what he thinks he's supposed to do versus what he wants to do versus what he should do, and it's just this like complex dynamic of like inside his head that you're trying to figure out with him, and I think that she wrote it so, so well. The imagery, the vision is so beautiful, and you can really feel like yourself transported to the world. World building is like my number one thing with a fantasy book. Like, if I don't feel like the world building was done well, in my opinion, then I'm probably not going to like the book. This world building was done phenomenally. I also think that it's one of the most unique magic systems we have in a YA book. Disclaimer, I really feel like, especially in the 2nd book, it shouldn't be YA because I don't think YA books should have spice. And this one has, it's not full on spice, but like we're brushing up against the spice in this one. And so in my opinion, the 2nd book is not as YA as the 1st book, but you know, they classified it as YA. Anyway, I digress. The magic system is so unique, and I feel like it's just different from all the other fantasy books that are out there right now. And so if you want a YA fantasy specifically, but just a good fantasy series in general, this is it. It's phenomenal. My final 5-star read of the month was Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This book was amazing. I think that this is the only book that made me cry this month, and I literally started at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was done with it by 9 p.m. I did not eat, I did not sleep, I did not breathe almost, so I could finish this book because that's how captivated I was by the writing. I think Suzanne Collins has such a gift of writing in a way that feels mature, but is so easy to read that you're just reading and going along and you look down and you've read 100 pages and you don't even realize it. And I think that's such a gift because you don't always get writing that feels that way and is so easy to consume, but has complex meaning. And I think she just nails it every time. This is Haymitch's backstory. Haymitch was the mentor in the original Hunger Games trilogy. You should read the original Hunger Games trilogy first. Like, it's meant to be read first and then the prequels. I read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I think 2 years ago now it was, something like that. And I was not the biggest fan. I gave it 3.5 stars. I think it is important to the series. I think you need to read it. But I also don't think it had the same kind of pull that the original Hunger Games trilogy or that Sunrise on the Reaping had. So I went in to Sunrise on the Reaping really cautious because I was like, you know what? I didn't like this prequel. Maybe the series has just lost its magic for me. I'm not sure. There was no need to worry because this book totally knocked it out of the park. I think it was a masterclass in plot development and storytelling. The way that Suzanne Collins brought in all these Easter eggs from both the original trilogy and the prequel Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes to further develop this world was phenomenal, amazing, beautiful, whatever adjective you want to put in there. It was done so, so well. I could talk about this book all day long. I will say I feel like, I don't know if gory is the right word, but maybe that is. It was almost the goriest, or at least most intense book I feel like that she's written. And the original Hunger Games series was dark and had darker themes and gory elements, but this one I feel like took it to another level. And it wasn't even really like the descriptions of what was happening. It was just the actual like aftermath of things and what Haymitch went through. The way that she told his story development here to where he is in the original Hunger Games series. She explained so many different things while also setting little Easter eggs that could be told in future books if she ever decided to revisit them. I think that she's a genius. I think this book was amazing. I don't think it was fan service. I hate when people say that. Like, first of all, of course it's fan service. It's for the fans. We all wanted this book. What else would you call it? I think that people who say that it's written like fan fiction, who doesn't love a good fan fiction? I love fan fiction. Suzanne Collins understood the assignment. She killed it. This book was amazing. And that is my March wrap-up. Let me know if you've read any of the same books, what you thought, if you have other opinions. I can't wait to hear them. Let's talk about it. See you guys soon.